This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
AB Supply, this is Richard.
Yes, Richard, how are you? This is Carlos. I sent you a couple of emails regarding the hardware for the doors for the bedrooms and bathrooms.
Right.
I got an email from you that say you didn't see the video yet. Were you able to click on the link of a swing door that a contractor is going in and out?
Yes, I am seeing that now.
My question is if you guys have the hardware for that particular type. Obviously, instead of regular hinges, it's a different hardware that goes on top and the bottom. So I wanted to find out if you guys have that.
We do. It's a very common piece of hardware that you see in hospitals, actually. So in my website, if you search by the manufacturer name Hager and then the word rack, R-A-C-K, you'll see them.
Hold on 1 second. Let me write that.
I'll just email it to you.
Oh, yeah. If you can email it to me, that would be great as well.
What's the advantage to that?
Well, the advantage is that it all, like especially for a bedroom or a bathroom, it all depends on the type of furniture that you put around. That you can open the door one way or the other. And I also find it interesting that it doesn't have the regular 3 or 4 hinges at the end, because a lot of times people, when we buy the panel doesn't have a hole for the lock, and it doesn't have the latch to put in the hinges, and a lot of people kind of like mess that up. So I rather like have the hardware on top and the bottom, and it's just kind of like an unusual way of opening the door here in New York for a house.
Okay, I mean, so its root functionality is not unusual. Pivots will do this. The Hager rack and pinion pivots will do it.
Yeah, no, I'm sure, like you said, they use them in the hospital. To be honest, I haven't been in a hospital in a while, so I haven't seen it. But I did see this video, or at least here in New York, you don't normally see that in a house, in a private home or apartment or anything like that. Here it's only the 3 or 4 hinges on the side of the door, and that's it. So I like the look. Of course, it all depends. If the hardware is going to be like $400, then it's a little bit different, because I don't want to spend $400 on hinges for every door. But depending on the price, of course.
Yeah, I would call what's in the video a balanced door. And in New York, balanced doors are extremely common.
Yeah.
Central Park South, the Ritz, the front doors to the hotel, they're balanced doors.
Right.
I see no advantage to this. And I see, other than the novelty of it, I see disadvantage. The cost.
What is the normal cost of it? Like I said, I don't really know how much they go for, so that's why I wanted to inquire.
I've never seen that hardware in your video. I mean, not for that application. I couldn't guess what that costs. Meaning the application itself, regardless of how you get there, unless there's a need for it, the novelty may not be justified based on the cost to accomplish it. Plus, the usability of it, I think, is suspect, because there's a latch there. And without a custom strike, you're going to have a problem just pushing that door closed. You'll notice the gentleman in the video always has the lever rotated when he's opening and closing the door. That may be...
Yeah, since it swings both ways in and out, there is no stopper in the middle. But he does, as soon as he closes it, he just releases the door handle.
Well, the trick with that is getting the door to the absolute 0-degree position, so it actually is latched. And it apparently is not latched unless you intentionally latch it. So, it's certainly cool looking. I like cool stuff, cool hinges. Another downside of it, obviously, is going to be the noticeable reduction in clear opening space. So that could be something to consider. Obviously, also the lack of privacy when you have cased opening frames. You're going to have a margin. Yeah.
I think these doors, I was looking at it carefully and I see that it has sort of something similar like when you do a frameless shower door, that it has that little clear, or, in this instance, that door, they have like two little strips on the side that sort of somewhat covers the little gap in between. But
No
anyway,
doubt.
like I said, I wanted to find out what the cost of this hardware would be, because as I mentioned, if it's going to be too costly, then there's no point in just having a novelty door, just for that.
Is that installed somewhere in Europe? The outlet on the wall looks European.
That's what I was thinking. I was looking into the company that has that, and I do see that it
Italian.
is European, and they have a European phone number, so I didn't really want to call Europe and try to have it shipped or all that stuff, so that's why I figure I know you, and I know you guys deal with different types of hardware, so that's why I figure I go to you first, and if you have it, find out what the cost of it and all that stuff. Like I said, it's just I would like to be able to have it. If it's not cost efficient, then obviously I just get regular doors. And the doors themselves, we'll just buy regular doors from Home Depot and then accommodate them to that particular hardware. Because I have my guys who do construction, so we can always accommodate it. But like I said, if the hardware is too much, then there's no point.
It may not be. I don't know. I couldn't tell you what that cost. My guess is that it's not inexpensive. But you'll also take note of another disadvantage in the fact that there's no stop that's installed anywhere, and it would be easy. And the gentleman does it as he comes through the opening. He hyperextends the door, and he makes contact with the probably what's called a hanging strip. So it's awesome. It's very cool. But the other problem with this idea is I can't tell you in my career how many times someone's called me with some really neat Italian hinge that the Italian homeowner 20 years ago decided to bring all this stuff in from Italy. And you know what? Yeah. Now his $1,000 cabinet doesn't work for a $10 hinge because he can't get it in North America. Yeah, so, I've been playing that sheet music on my violin for decades, but if it was me, I'd try to keep it simple, but that's extremely cool. That I'd call it a balanced door, and if you look up balanced door, you'll see it.
Right. What do you think of just having a pivot door that does the opening, I guess, instead of having the regular 3 hinges on the side?
Well, I mean, it's a more elegant way to swing the door because the weight is being borne by the bottom pivot. The problem with it is it does invite other issues, meaning...
Probably bringing in furniture takes away some of the space, right?
That's one of them, absolutely. Cost. How do you latch it? Is it going to be truly double acting? It will never self-center unless you do a different type of hardware to make it self-centering. I like to look at pocket doors whenever I can because, I've done condo work in New York, and every square foot is precious. So I look to not encroach into a hallway when I don't have to. But when the walls are already up, it's hard to plan for that. No, and then also even if I wanted to, let's say like the 2 bedrooms, like next to the bedroom on one side is the closet, so you can't do the pocket door that way. And then on the right side there's the laundry room. So of course the door is right next to it, so you cannot do the pocket door. So that's the issue that I was seeing. And then, of course, I just wanted to get something cool. How sometimes we want to get something different that most people have here in New York. At least, like I said, I've never actually seen it in an apartment or in a house. I might have run into it, like you said, at a hospital before, but you never really pay attention when you open the doors. You just kind of go in and that's it. But I've never seen it in a house. So I think you got to be a door guy, a hardware guy, to even look for that sort of hardware.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So listen, if you see something cool like that would be nice and that is not so inexpensive, feel free to email it to me and look at the cost and see. Like I said, I wanted to get something unusual, something, we wanted to get something that not everybody has and that it would be cool looking like that. But anyway, I'll look into it and see how much that hardware costs, and I'll take it from there. But if you see anything that would be nice and it would be somewhat of a moderate price, definitely feel free to email it to me.
I'll bring it to your attention.
Thank you so much, Richard. I really appreciate you answering my emails promptly.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.